Good morning, everyone. It's 11 a.m. On Thursday, so let's go ahead and get started here with the Thursday morning briefing. This is Mike Dutter with the National Weather Service in Wakefield. Um, a somewhat more active pattern is expected over the next few days. Frontal boundary is coming in from the north and will produce some, especially afternoon and evening thunderstorms. Some today, but especially a little bit more widespread tomorrow. We'll get into that shortly. And also, the National Hurricane Center has just started advisories on Tropical Storm Dolly, which we'll briefly talk about towards the end. That storm is well off into the tropical Atlantic. It is not expected to impact our area at all. So let's go ahead and get into the briefing. Oops, excuse me. Let me turn on my camera here that I turned off here shortly. Nope, did not want that. My apologies, I pushed the wrong button here. There we go. All right. So the weather pattern for the next few days. Again, we see this frontal system off into the Great Lakes and west of the area. That will be pushing through the area Friday into Saturday. There'll be some scattered storms this afternoon, especially across the northwest, where a few of the storms could be a little bit stronger. There could also be some scattered showers associated with this, or storms associated with this weak low pressure system across the south and southeast parts of the area. But the better chances for rain will be Friday afternoon into Friday evening as the front moves through. For the weekend, this front tries to stall out or sort of diminish. Continued chances of showers and storms, especially say along and south of I-64. For Saturday, Sunday, that front clears, but it's going to still be warm but mostly dry. Maybe a chance of a shower or storm in North Carolina, but most of the area should be dry Sunday and again on Monday, where it looks like it's going to be pretty hot. Definitely summer-like for late in the weekend into early next week. So here's a severe weather outlook for the next 3 days. Notice that we have a marginal risk over our Piedmont and parts of central Virginia into the Maryland Eastern Shore. Slight risk just to the north. The best storms right now, late this afternoon into this evening, look like they're going to remain mostly north of the area, but we couldn't rule out a stronger storm, moving into just the Piedmont or into some parts of central Virginia later on this evening, and I'll show you that shortly. On Friday, more scattered showers and thunderstorms. A few of the storms could be stronger across the area, but again, the environment isn't terribly favorable for significant severe weather tomorrow. And then on Saturday, there's just chances of storms, especially again across the southern half of the area, and no severe weather is expected. So with those better chances for storms on Friday, we do have a slight risk of excessive rainfall, mainly in the southeast Virginia into northeast North Carolina. A marginal risk for most of the area outside of that slight risk, and we're going to see potentially some scattered instances of flash flooding, especially in those flood-prone, poor drainage or urban areas. So, if a stronger storm, slow-moving storm develops over Hampton Roads or Elizabeth City, those urban corridors, you could see a better chance of flash flooding. So just keep an eye on that for especially for tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. Timing for any showers and storms today and tonight. Sort of see two areas. You see this area across the west and the Piedmont into parts of central Virginia, and then you have this other area across the southeast Virginia, northeast North Carolina. This aspect across here could develop earlier in the afternoon. That's why we have some chances of rain really as early as now into early this afternoon across the southern tier and into northeast North Carolina. The better chances for storms across the north, showers and storms across the north, will be later this afternoon into this evening. And I just wanted to show you a depiction of a model-based reflectivity that we think has a pretty good handle on this. So this is about right now. There's not much going on, and then over the next few hours, we may see a few showers, maybe some embedded thunderstorms across the southern Piedmont into Hampton Roads and even northeast North Carolina. And then this is by about 5 or 6 p.m. Notice how some stronger storms start to develop over the Blue Ridge and over the mountains and move off into Northern Virginia, into even parts of Central Virginia later tonight. So the timing may not be exactly right. The placement may not be exact, but you sort of get the idea of how the storms and showers and storms could move later this afternoon and this evening. And then they should mostly diminish, soon after midnight. Now, tomorrow, again, more widespread storms are expected, maybe a little bit more organization as that frontal boundary moves through the area, a little bit more rainfall. Again, that's why we have some chances of excessive rainfall tomorrow afternoon. And so I wanted to bring back the same reflectivity slide that I had a few minutes ago and show you how this is going to evolve. So this is 2, 3, or 4 o'clock. You can start to see these scattered storms develop, maybe somewhat along the sea breeze tomorrow afternoon. And then notice how, again, this may be a little slow. This is 7 o'clock, but just notice how, there's definitely more widespread shower and thunderstorm activity expected across the area. And then this will continue to move through the area tomorrow evening. Again, this may be a little slow. All this may speed up a little bit, but I think you get the general idea of how thunderstorm activity could develop tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evenings. Mostly activity developing west of the area, then consolidating and moving to the east. And here is our 3-day precipitation total here. So again, the highest values across the southeast. Notice that our probability precipitation definitely maxes out tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. There are additional chances mainly across, again, southeast Virginia, northeast North Carolina on Saturday, but Sunday looks to be like a fairly pleasant, warm, but fairly pleasant day. And here is our precip for Saturday night. This is through Saturday, then Saturday night through Wednesday. It looks like after Saturday, especially, we're going to dry out, not see a lot of precipitation, just hot and mostly dry. It could be a couple pop-up storms each afternoon, typical summertime storms, but mostly dry for most locations. In our regional temperature forecast, the big thing here is notice these hot temperatures definitely return starting Sunday, but especially through early next week as a fairly strong ridge aloft, high pressure system aloft builds over the area. Certainly low to mid 90s are not unreasonable, and some humidity as well. So, and very little chances of precipitation. So once again, getting back into summer type conditions, starting to start the month of September. A rip current forecast, we do have a moderate risk of rip currents across the northern beaches. There's some waves of 2-3 feet across the north that could cause some increased rip current risk today. However, after today and next few days we're forecasting low rip current risk for the weekend. So outside of thunderstorms, the beach forecast looks pretty favorable through at least Saturday. In our 6 to 10 day outlook, you can really see across much of the eastern half or eastern 2/3 of the country, those above normal temperatures with that broad ridge of high pressure aloft over the much of the United States, and near normal to maybe slightly above normal precipitation is favored next week. Again, just those afternoon, evening showers and thunderstorms. The latest drought monitor came out this morning and hasn't changed greatly since last week. There has been an improvement in drought status across Northern Virginia, the Piedmont especially, as well as Dorchester County, Maryland, given the recent rainfall. Unfortunately, down in Greensville County and Southampton County, Virginia, and Northampton, North Carolina, there has been an expansion of D2, this orange area, due to lack of rainfall over the past few weeks. The good news is that 80% of the area is not designated in any drought condition right now, although 20% still remains in moderate to severe drought status. So that's the latest as of this morning. And lastly, I just wanted to talk about the tropical weather outlook. This is actually from this morning. I want to bring up the hot off the presses from the Hurricane Center as of 11 a.m. We do have Tropical Storm Dolly that is well east of the islands in the tropical Atlantic. The Hurricane Center is expecting the storm to move westward for the next couple of days, but stay a fairly weak tropical storm. And in fact, by the time it reaches the islands, it's expected to be a subtropical or non-tropical, post-tropical system at that point. So a fairly weak tropical system is expected, once it reaches the islands this weekend. And what happens beyond that? There's a lot of the models suggest that it is whatever is left of Dolly will make the turn and turn northward. So at least through the weekend into early next week, there will be no impacts expected for the area. And like I said, right now it's looking like the storm, any remnants of it will move out well and stay well out to sea. So that's all I have. I'll be happy to take any questions.